This is a red-letter day in the history of humor. We have our own satellite in orbit. Our observatory confirms that conditions are right for us to begin our most ambitious project, the repair of a gap in the ozone layer.
You're playing a dangerous game, Arthur.
You're not convinced?
No, Arthur, we're not. It just doesn't seem natural.
It's no more unnatural than a doctor doing a little corrective surgery.
We don't know what we're doing. We're deluded if we think it's our place on this planet to control it. We're part of it, not its rulers.
With all that we have, time is the one thing we can't make nor buy. We must act now. You'll look back in years to come and remember this day.
Damn! Oh, no!
What's wrong?
Hang on, I'm checking. No go.
I'm getting some seismological activity off the coast. It's pulsing in sync with the satellite.
I just don't understand it. We seem to have lost power. It's overloaded.
Maybe we're not meant to interfere. The Earth has to heal itself at its own pace, not ours.
We could be the disease it's suffering from.
I could do without this nonsense, thank you. We have a responsibility to keep trying.
Here, here.
Shut up, Charles.
While Una's attention is focused on space and the satellite malfunction, another threat surfaces from the deepest trenches in the ocean floor.
Lloyd, I want you and Kim airborne. There's been an attack on the fishing fleet.
An attack by who?
The harbour master has received 3 mayday calls. The rescue plane has searched the area. There's no trace of them.
So what's it got to do with us? I thought the fishing wars had ended.
The lack of any apparent cause is the best reason for us to investigate.
Well, I'm more concerned about the satellite dysfunction.
You can go on working on that while we go fishing.
We're over the search area now, Arthur.
Can you see anything?
Only this discoloration of the ocean surface. I haven't come across it before.
Neither have I. I've sent Jack and Jean to investigate.
Some kind of algae that deoxygenates the water.
And it's possible the fishing fleet could have been in contact with something that thrives in those conditions.
It's a new one to me.
Alien.
Just as bad. It's poisonous.
I think we've discovered the source of that infestation. Lancet records show us that it's growing in an area where we've picked up some unusual seismic activity.
These distribution areas, they're not consistent with the prevailing ocean currents. Well, they're also accelerated areas of growth. It's not natural. It's not even predictable.
I think we have to go to full alert.
We're fighting a microbe? I always wanted to be Indiana Jones, not Louis Pasteur.
Then buy yourself a new hat. This is more than a microbe. This could be fundamentally the most dangerous opponent in humor's history. And something is spreading it.
Within days, the toxic algae closes down docks and ports. The ocean is becoming a wasteland.
Lloyd, I want you and Kim in a holding pattern over that area. Jack and Jean will be there in 1 hour.
Do you think this microbe will give us some trouble?
We've already got it. It was only a matter of time before the ocean gave us back some of our own medicine.
Charles, I'd like you to reprogram the space satellite. The ultraviolet that's getting through could be aiding the algae growth.
It's not responding to any of my commands. Any repairs will have to be done on board in space.
Then I suggest you pack your toothbrush. I've arranged for you to take the next shuttle.
Won't you be needing me round here?
Travel broadens the mind, Charles. We'll manage the best we can.
I'll launch the probe.
It's all quiet for now.
Let's hope it stays that way.
As the probe scans the ocean depths, Arthur Grant watches spellbound as it reveals a bizarre artifact.
How's the fishing?
Not a nibble yet, Lloyd.
Maybe you should change your bait.
Hey, I've got movement on the sonar, boys.
Check probe position.
It's not the probe. There's something else down there and it's moving.
Get the probe out of there now.
There's something in that crater. We've got radar contact. I'm gonna try for a pickup.
Cover you, Jack.
Whatever it is, it doesn't seem friendly.
What have you found?
It's a bit more than a microbe, Arthur.
We're engaging it.
I think we've got its attention.
How much longer?
On board.
Let's get out of here.
What's happened?
It's Gudis-like.
It absorbed the laser. It had no effect.
You knew we'd find something like this, didn't you?
Let's just say we're not the first to have this sort of trouble.
Any bites?
Just one?
Close call. Caught something, did we?
No, we've been on a picnic.
What are you doing here, Ike?
This investigation has been classified. I'm your security.
Now we have another mystery on our hands. Why is nothing ever simple?
Come on, Arthur. You'd be disappointed if it was.
I sent you out to find answers, not to come up with more questions.
Just following orders, sir.
And why did you have to aggravate that thing?
We had to ruffle its feathers. It would have made a meal of Jean.
It didn't like us touching that plate.
It was certainly protective about it.
Maybe it was part of a set.
Oh, so what is it? Some kind of ancient frisbee or something?
Concentrate on the problem.
The beast is part of it. That's what spread the algae. It's a natural feature of its gill plates. The algae is a symbiote.
Whoa! I'm impressed.
I'd be scared if I were you, Charlie.
No, that's not hard. I'm always scared. So it keeps my naturally dangerous reflexes honed.
That thing's gonna take some beating. One that was bound in the deep, one that was born to the sky. One shall be called from its sleep, and darkness shall follow their cry.
Jack?
I'm sorry, it reminded me of something.
I'm sure we'll all be happy to indulge your poetic fancy once that fish thing has been dealt with.
The riddle of the plate and its arcane inscriptions takes Arthur Grant to the city's museum.
It's very similar to the type of message disc we used on the early space probes.
I think it predates that. Our labs put it at over 2 million years old.
You haven't released any of that information, have you?
I shall need all the computer power you can get in here and a quiet place to work. Oh. One that was bound to the deep.
One that was born to the sky.
So, I'm not the only one to pay attention to Jack's poetic offerings.
He knows something. I can feel it.
Even if he isn't aware of it himself.
I've never seen him this worried.
It's got me beat.
You got any ideas?
Even if we could fight that algae, it could set off a chain reaction. We'd be battling on so many fronts just to stay alive, let alone anything else.
That's about the size of it.
My mother told me to get a proper job.
What's this wild goose chase you're on, Grant? You've got a dead ocean out there and God knows what's sinking our shipping, and you're here playing bookworm.
I was just beginning to feel lonely.
What's that?
Element of chaos. The irrational and unpredictable.
You only have to go out into the hills to look for that. The people are digging in and fighting over bottled water. Good God, man, get a grip on yourself. Time's running out.
Then we're in good company, aren't we?
Much more of this and there won't be any company. There won't be any museums. Get your people to do what they're trained to do and fight this thing.
First, I want to know what we are fighting and then what we are fighting for.
It's survival, man.
Then we better get it right, hadn't we?
You won't get anywhere looking at that dinner plate.
Hardly a dinner plate, General. A relic from the past, a key to our futures. As usual, you're misinformed.
Someone will pay for that. Whose is it?
That's immaterial. Its message and purpose are what we need to know. Our survival depends upon the diversity of life. These are our mistakes. I don't want to join them.
What does Hume Essential know about that?
They know that all our futures depend on us solving this.
This isn't a game, Grant.
And I won't engage an enemy unless I have a chance of winning.
The city's wide open, and I do not intend to sit on my hands while you and that mob of misfits play with our future. I'll be stuffed if I'll end up in a place like this.
Yes, you will.
Hey, what's the big deal about this plate anyway?
It's classified.
I know. That's why I'm here.
Then why don't you know?
Hey, would you like a watch?
A what?
I swapped them for some ration packs.
You think that's wise? You could go hungry.
This can't last. We'll figure something out. No, really. I'm a light eater.
You don't understand, do you?
It's my metabolism. I'm a slow burner.
Ike! We could lose it all.
As Earth struggles to rid itself of alien infections, from deep space, another Avenger draws closer.
They don't know what they're doing.
We don't even have a month if this algae gets into the subterranean water system. The whole continent will die.
So that is why Charles is leaving us.
Up in the air, Junior Birdman.
We are going ahead with the ozone repair project.
But Arthur, Charles doesn't have any space experience.
Then he'll learn, won't he?
A change is as good as a holiday.
At least it'll be quiet up there.
In a deserted container terminal, Ike contemplates his new career path.
The battle is lost! We must give up the sea to those creatures who now claim it. We must return what has been taken. We must pay our dues.
What are you doing here, kid?
I live here.
Nobody lives here anymore.
We do.
Hey, kid.
I thought you said you'd have an answer to this.
I never said when.
Can you track it?
The homing device that we attached has been destroyed.
So you haven't got a clue when or where it'll pop up next?
The only places we can't scan are caverns underneath the continental shelf.
Well, let's mine them.
That could set up earth jammers. It's seismologically unstable.
You can't make an omelette without breaking a few eggs.
The egg you're proposing to crack is the one we're living on.
We'll see about that. I'm calling a conference of the Yuma commanders. If you can't guarantee any results, I'll find the people who can.
How is it, Charlie?
It's beautiful.
What are you talking about?
The whole thing looks alive.
Are you okay?
I mean it. I think I've had an insight.
It's the oxygen. I suggest you check your levels.
It's like being a flea on an elephant. You didn't realize the elephant was alive until you jumped off.
Well, before you jump off, I'd like you to get to work on the onboard control systems.
Roger, Alan.
You can forget about that weather scheme of yours, Grant. I've got plans for that space station.
Nothing will surprise me, General.
Yeah, well, take a look at this. Our long-range telescope picked it up weeks ago. It's only just come into visible range.
It doesn't look particularly friendly.
It's a destroyer.
It's the Shilligi.
I don't care what it is. It's going to be dead when it gets within range. We've got over 40 satellites up there, each with their own power supplies, and I've got permission from the various governments to use them. For what? That's the plan, Grant. We're going to link up those satellites, and we'll have the biggest laser system the world has ever seen.
Oh, just what the world needs, another gun.
There's no choice. We either fight these things with whatever forces we can muster, or we might as well just give up now.
I have given Morgan his orders.
And Yuma Central has authorized me to countermand your plans. I'm looking after this show now, and there's going to be some fireworks, by golly.
Too late. Lloyd spotted Gudara. It's coming back.
Aren't you going to blast it?
We have no effective weapons.
Then call in the Air Force.
I'll try for a shot with armor piercing.
Go ahead.
This thing could take anything we can dish out.
We have to bomb the place.
You'll turn the city into a hotspot, and I've got people out there.
I'll be going down at a good cause.
Earth's polluted atmosphere, Ultraman can only retain his gigantic form for 3 minutes. Time is running out. Ultraman has been defeated. The Yuma team has no answers to the latest invasion. Earth lies defenseless before its enemies.